Hi, today I am going to start our Docker tutorial. So we will see certain steps, and the steps which we are going to see is first that we will create a Spring Boot project. For that we will go to Eclipse and create a Spring Starter project, that is Spring Boot project. Second thing is we will create a Docker file which will be helpful in creating the images and pushing it to Docker. And third, we will create a local image of that Docker file, and local images will be created using that Docker file of our Spring Boot project. So third step is this, and fourth we will go and push that image to the Docker Hub, and we will go to the browser and see in the Docker Hub at our particular repository that our image has been pushed. And after that we will delete all the images which are in our local, and we will pull the image from the Docker Hub, and we will try to run that image and execute our task using with the help of that image in the Docker Hub. So fifth and sixth step we will do simultaneously. So we will create a project and create the image of Docker, push the image to local, then to Docker Hub, and finally we will pull the image from Docker Hub and run that image in our local system. So all these things we will perform, and these things are the basic fundamentals of Docker which a developer should know. So we will get to know all these by the end of this tutorial. So just look till the end. So I will go to the file and go to the new and create a Spring Starter project. This is a basic Spring Boot project. So I will name it as Docker demo, and here let's name the package com.sumit.playjava with the group name as com.sumit. So this is the basic setup. We want some dependencies like web for calling a REST API, and let's go with the actuator to check the health of the service, and then we will go with the dev tools to load things at runtime. I actually try to get actuator and dev tools every time I create the project because these are very helpful to get to know the health and load the things at runtime. So our project is building now. So this is a basic Spring Boot project, and let's change the version to some previous version. I prefer to go with some previous version because they are compatible, and let's change it to 2.1.0, and here in this test folder we will be having a test file. We don't require that, so let's delete that file. File is deleted. And now go after the plugins, we will provide the final name. Let's name it as Docker demo. This is the same name which is provided in the artifact ID. So our project has been built. Now in this package let's create a class and name it as my controller. This is basically a controller we are creating to call the REST service, and let's change the package to com.sumit.playjava.controller since it's a controller package. And here let's annotate it with REST controller because we are going to create a REST service, and call the get mapping. Through get method we will call this URL, and let the URL be test demo or test docker, and let's provide the method as public returning string and get data, and let's just return simple string that is in Docker tutorial project of playjava. This is normal string, just we are returning this REST controller at Docker. So I'll go to run and start this Spring project. See, my project is starting and it has started as at port number 8080. So let's go to the browser and check with this URL test-docker that what output it is giving. So I will go to browser localhost 8080, and after that I'll provide -test docker. When I'll hit enter, a string will come. This is the string which we are returning. So our project is working fine. So let me just stop this, and now the thing which we have done is we have created a Spring Boot project. Our first step is done. Now we are going to create a Docker file which will be helpful in creating the image and pushing it through a container of Docker. So just stop it, and in the project directory only we are going to create that. So go to new and go to file, and the name of the Docker file is just the Docker file without any extension. This is to be noted that it doesn't require any extension, just the Docker file, and click on finish. Inside this, certain steps we need to perform, that is from where we are going to fetch and to what we are mapping. So from Java 8 we are going to map this Docker, and after this we will extend the port. For that I will just exposing 8080 as a default port, and what we are going to do is to add a jar to a particular target. So we will keep all the jars in our target folder and provide data from there, and the name of the jar will be this one only, which is the file name which we have provided in pom.xml file. So target-docker demo.jar, and this will be mapped to docker demo.jar in the Docker container. So this is the target folder which will contain this jar, and it will be mapped to this, that is docker demo.jar. And after that we will provide the entry point. Entry point we will just provide that it's a Java and jar and name of the jar Java, and so type jar, and the name of jar is this, that is docker demo.jar. These are the entry points. So we have created our Docker file. It doesn't require much things if you are making just a small image. So we have completed our project. We are done with our Docker file, and now let's create a local image. But before that, let's provide the jar in this target folder. For that we will just go run as maven install. For that we will just type clean install maven build and clean install. It will provide a jar in our target folder. So after it will be successfully built, it will provide jar in the target folder. Let's just refresh this. See, the jar has been created in target folder, which is mapped to this docker target-docker demo.jar. This one will be mapped to this jar in the container. So till now it's okay. And now let's close the service, but before that let's create our repository. So for that we will go to docker.hub.com. There we will provide the username, and this username and password we require when we will do login from our local. So we have provided email ID and password, and our project is Docker Hub is created. Go with the free version, and after that just verify the email. After verifying you will get to see this. If you are not having Docker desktop, then install that also from here. Otherwise directly go to the repository. So create a repository. I am having my desktop Docker. So I am going to create a repository path. Let the path be play Java, and scroll down and click on create. Let me scroll down and click on create. So our repository will be created. This is a way to create repository manually, but we are going to create things from the command line. So this has been created. One more repository will come, which will be shown here. So let's just go and click on open. That is a desktop Docker which we are talking about, and create a local image here. For that just open the window PowerShell, and here just type docker login. Here you need to provide username, the same username which we have provided in the Docker Hub. So we have provided Sumit as play Java, and password we have provided. After providing the password, let's just hit enter. So it will do the login. See, login succeeded. So after that let's just provide this URL, that is this image path. So we will map the image with docker-demo. So I'm just typing out. I will go to this first. I will go to this path where this Docker file is contained. So I will write cd the path to this project, and the path. Let's go inside this and this is docker-demo. So cd docker-demo and hit on enter. It has docker file, and write down ls. It will list down all the files which are inside this folder. So as you can see, we have a docker file here. So we will just provide the command here so that container will know that this docker file is going to create the image. So I'll just write down docker build -t and the name which you want to create the image. So let's create the image with this name only, that is the name of the project, docker-demo. And when I'll hit enter, it will create the image using that docker file only. It says we need to provide for one only, so I will have to provide space, full stop, hit on enter. See, it is doing all the process which we have provided in the docker file, that is from Java 8. It is picking from Java 8 and exposing to 8080. As you can see, from 8080, and it has gone to the target and pulled that jar and mapped it to docker-demo.jar and exposed the entry point. So all the things are done. We have created our local image. As you can see, docker images, hit enter. You can see one more image is there which we have created, docker demo. This image we have created just now. It is showing in the tag, that is latest exposed, that is created few seconds ago, as you can see in the top. So we have created project, created docker file and created our local image also. Now we are going to push this image to the Docker Hub. So it will be shown here. So let's push the image. Let me just write down docker. I am going to tag this image, local image, to a particular repository path. So tag this image with Sumit as play Java and hyphen. Let me just copy all this. Sumit as play Java, this is the username, hyphen, and name of the docker-demo. Hit enter. So it has been tagged with this. Now I am going to push this tagged image to the Docker Hub. It has not pushed yet, until unless we will push it. So we write down docker push and the path. See, it is doing certain operations and pushing that to the Docker Hub through container. So everything is mapped and it has been pushed. Now let's go to the browser and reload the page, and let's reload this. See, one more repository is coming here, Sumit is Java with docker-demo. This is the image which we have created few seconds ago. Now the steps which we have performed, let me just see the images which has been created. As you can see, both the images will be lying here, that is this one from the Docker Hub, that is this one, and which we have tagged, and second one is the local image which we have created prior to this. So we are done with creation of local image and we have pushed this image to the Docker Hub also. Now we are going to pull the image and run the project from by pulling data from that is image from the Docker Hub. So let me clear everything and now let's see the images. So these two images are already there which we have created. Now I'm going to remove that through the command docker rmi, that is remove image. This one space, this one also, and these two images will be deleted. See, as you can see, all the things related to these images were deleted. Now I'm going to see the images again. As you can see, there is no image with the name docker-demo and the container name also. So now we are going to pull the image from here and we will run it. So as you can see, here also we are not running the project. As let's go to command and ping 8080 so that you will get to know that we are not running anything here. See, it received 0, that 8080 is not running yet. Now everything is clear. We will pull the image from the Docker Hub. So I'll write docker run and after that -p, that is port number of the local machine, colon port number of the image from we are pulling it, that is this is the image of the image, port of the image, and before that it's the port of our local machine where we want to run the image. So this is the path Let me copy everything and paste it here. I think half of the thing is only pasted. It won't be able to pull it because half the thing is pasted. Let me clear it. Let me do the login so that we will get to know that we are successfully logged in. And let me clear everything so that we'll start pulling it from start only. This is the username and our image is docker-demo. So I'll write docker-demo. Now everything is correct. Let me hit enter. It will pull the image from the Docker Hub first and it will start running the project because we provided the run command also. So it is unable to find at the locally, it is saying, and now it is pulling image from the Docker Hub. And after pulling, it will automatically run the project at our port given, that is 8080. See, it has started. And now this image is starting and it has started at port 8080. So let's go to the browser and see how this is working. So it has not found it locally and it has pulled and started the project. So I'll write localhost 8080 and test docker. This is the last one. See, everything is working fine. So we have created our image, pushed that image to Docker Hub, deleted everything from local and pulled that image from the Docker Hub and run that project in our local machine. So all the things these are the basic things which a developer should know for a Docker. So all operations to know that these are the Docker fundamentals which a developer should know. This is not for the DevOps. DevOps may require some extra things, but a normal developer should know how to push the image, create an image and pull the image, these things. So thank you all for watching my video.